injury report. Cobb had a hip corner. We took him inside, take a closer look at it. And, Sergeant got some ice on him. He came back. Tyler Robbins' son had AC sprain in his right shoulder, and Rod King has knee sprain. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. One of the things we talked about, is starting fast and playing the first half. Well, you come in at halftime and say, we've been here before, down 18. I think it was the same score as last week, correct? And made a play right before the half to get the momentum similar to what we did last week when we made the play on defense to turn the ball over and keep it from going up 25. But in the first half this week, you turned the ball over 3 times. We turned the ball over on downs, and they scored 21 of their 28 points on 67 yards, and then they have a kickoff return. And at half, our defense is only giving up 96 yards total and 28 points. You show me a team that's only giving up 96 yards and 28 points, and I'll tell you before you looking at the game, looking at the stats, that you probably have turned it over. We've given up a big play on kickoff in the special forces. And that's what we did. I'd like to see what type of team. I think we know what type of team we have. We've got a team of fighters. There's no question about that. It's not hard to determine. But I'd like to see what type of football team we truly have. A team that, and we'll only see that when we see this team play for 4 quarters, and we have not done it yet. Any questions?
Joker, you haven't, at least in SEC play, have not had a game where all 3 phases played well on the same night. I mean, can you put your finger on anything at this point?
No, we can't. I wish I could. All 3 phases have played a half together at the same time, but we haven't played 4 quarters. I mean, today, I thought our defense, I thought they was battling their tails off. I thought our special forces gave up the big return. When we had guys hit him on the 25-yard line, we just got to get him down, and our offense turned the ball over 3 times and gave it up on downs. It's like a turnover, especially when you're in the short field. But I'd like to see us play all 3 phases, play for 4 quarters, so we see what type of football team. So you guys will see, because we think we have a pretty good football team. We do. We think we got a pretty good football team. We just got to put 4 quarters together in all 3 phases.
Joe, you talk about their pass rush and how that affected what you want to do, particularly Houston seemed like he was really recognized.
I mean, it's the best pass rush team we've seen. There's no question about that. And that was one of our offensive keys to the game, is we felt like we had to handle the edge rushers. They give them a lot of people a problem. We had to use some chip our way out to give the guys some help. But you can't use it all the time, because you won't get some of the underneath control guys out free sometimes. So the times that we didn't, and especially the first time, first pass we tried, first drop back pass we tried, they got pressure on us and caused a fumble. But this is by far the best pass rushers we've seen.
How big was that on that first time, Joker? This kind of set the tone for the game. You had the sack and you had the fumble right there.
Yeah, it changed. We had offensively, one thing we had done is we scored. I think 4 out of 5 times we taken the ball first, and we had a big first down, first play with Jordan Allmiller. All right, and so we got some momentum, and then we tried to hard play action pass to get the ball down the field. We thought we had the route open. We just gave up the sack and the caused fumble. That got the momentum back to their side. That's one of the things that our defense did not. I mean, we need our defense to go out on the field with a long field with a lot of grass behind them. And then we had to go out with a short, I think it was 29 yards behind them. And that becomes tough. It really does. But we got to get them stopped. Got to get them stopped to just at least take them for a field goal. We didn't, and they took over the momentum. And we thought we had it back, and we got the field goal to go 7-3, and they returned the kickoff back. The thing I'd like to see in our defense go back on the field at 7-3, and they didn't get to go back on the field until it was 14-3.
Joker, how the first drive, it's 28-10, and then the first drive, the second half, they have a long drive. You think that really hurts you?
Hurt the first drive in the second half. I mean, it did take some of the momentum that we had gained in the first half away from us, but we drive right down too, and we turn it over again. You know, if we just get the ball in the end zone and we're close to getting to the red zone, if we can just get the ball in the end zone, we'll be able to get the momentum back with about 6 minutes left in the half, 6 or 7 minutes left in the half. I think that hurt worse than them going down and scoring those.
Joker, you did cut it to 16 early in the fourth quarter, and then they ran like 8 minutes off the clock with a long, just running at you kind of drive.
You know, that's disappointing too, because a couple of those times they ran on was just a 9-man front. Somebody's got to make a play, but you got 9 guys in the box. The only reason why we didn't have 10 is because we wanted to put somebody over the top of the green kid. We wanted to have somebody underneath and somebody over the top, so we had a 9-man front. And you got to get yourself off the field when we got 9 men in the box.
Joker, when you went on the fourth, it looked like 2 or 3 inches. It looked like you actually lost. What was supposed to happen there? This would be a straight look. Mike kind of took a step back and it was going to the side, or?
It's just quarterback sneak, simple quarterback sneak, and we expect to get a half an inch on 4th down, 4th and 1. I don't care how many guys they put up there. We've got to get come off going hard. We expect to get it. When it's 4th and inches to get it, and it cost us. It did, and I'll take the blame for that. And, again, put our defense out on the field with a short field. You can't do that. That's another. I think that one was 39 yards, I think, something like that. 37 yards. So we can't do that to our defense. I expect to make that. And, looking back on it, probably should have funded it. But I do expect to get that. And we needed some momentum also. And that took the momentum away from us when we didn't get it.
Joker, what'd you see
Facing
from
somebody like A.J. Green kind of hurts you in the in facing the rushing attack. Does that open up for the other team? Does that make it tougher to stop the run?
It does, because A.J., one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to single him up a lot. You want to try to put a guy underneath and a guy over the top, so it takes another guy out of the box. But late in the game, they were playing 2 tight end sets and two back sets, so you actually have an extra guy when you put the, you don't have to cover down on another receiver because they got 2 tight ends in the box. So, but yeah, he does help their running game because he brings another guy with him. You got to mix and match your coverages. You got to get 2 people over the top of it, or 1 guy over the top of it at times, and that gives them the ability to run the ball with numbers.
Joker, what'd you see from Raymond Sanders? A little bit of a ray of light in a not so great night.
We've seen that most of the year from Raymond. Raymond's a really determined runner. He's a really sharp kid. Catches the ball well. He's perfect back for what we do. He makes people miss. He got stronger as the game went on. I'm just proud of him.
What's changed with Locke? You expect? What are the chances you think he'll be back next week?
He will work out tomorrow. I think he's got most of the feeling back. The thing we got to do is make sure he's got some strength so he can protect himself. That's one thing you don't want to do is put a guy out there that can't protect himself. So, but he'll work out tomorrow, and we'll see it. But again, it'll be day to day. Now he can go.
Joker, what'd you think of the Eagles?
Good back. Every week you play in the SEC, you're going to face some good backs, and he is good, tough, hard-nosed. SEC back, and that's what you're gonna see every week.
So you've talked a lot about big plays and winning being contagious. You think turnovers are contagious, or you just credit defense?
I credit the defense, you know, I don't think they're contagious, no, I don't think they're contagious. I mean, they did a good job of tackling the football. Raj, I mean, that's an effort, that's an effort, turnover. Raj fighting his tail off, he's carrying him, and everybody's saying, go, 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 and he's at 5 yards, he's at 10, he gets to 15 yards after contact, and the guy comes in, puts his hat on the ball. That's an effort, turnover. You don't want like the one down on the goal line coming out. We just got to put our eyes on the ball, secure it, and get up the field. That's the one you get discouraged about.
Joker, on the Rod's fumble, I mean, what do you guys do? Do you guys teach guys to keep fighting, or when they're wrapped up at that point by 4 or 5 guys, just go down because that's when you get the strips and
We
stuff?
teach them to keep fighting. It's hard to tell them to go down once you get wrapped up. I mean, we want to put both hands over the ball, and he was trying to get his other hand up to continue fighting. And like I say, that's an effort. That's an effort. Guy came in and put his hat on perfectly on the football and knocked it out. But no, we want to teach our guys to keep fighting. I mean, that's how we play it. You know, our guys are continuing to fight, scratch, and claw, and that's what Larod was doing.
Looked like on the interception with Heartline in the end zone, was that a miscommunication, or did Chris kind of cut off the route, or what?
Chris, I think Chris was thinking he was going to back shoulder, you know, which we've done quite a bit, and Mike was thinking over the top, which it's kind of in between when the defensive back's over the top, you throw back shoulder. When receiver's over the top, you throw over the top. So, it was kind of in between deal where Chris was even with the guy. It could go either way, but that was a huge play for them. It was, and I think that took them over. Not their offense going on us in the first series that was a big play for them and getting the momentum back in the second half.